So we're looking at SBCs, and it does seem like it's a calm before the storm. We've got very much on the thin end of SBCs, and a lot of them have been out for a couple of weeks now, or at least definitely a week. So the question is, who should you be completing? We have had a few from the Joga Bonito promo, which, to be honest, is kind of gone as well as I thought it would. It's a very just meh promo. There's nothing too crazy about it. And we have had a few players. Obviously, Paqueta's been one of them. We then have had Berbatov thrown in. Durneville is kind of gone in there as well, which is okay. There's nothing too crazy about them. A lot of the time, the gambling SBCs do look slightly better than kind of what we're seeing in terms of guaranteed players. Now, this could be one of the first SBC times we've done without Mbappe in here. So he hasn't got player of the month. We've actually got Yamal. He's going to be the big talking point with this one. Mainly because as well, we will be getting Pinner at some point, I'd imagine this week. I can't remember what day Liga F normally comes out, but it should be any day soon now. So that's already going to be a massive talking point, and probably the must complete of all must complete SBCs, judging from what her stats could be. Yamal on the other end, to be honest, is done pretty well. He's got the technical again, which isn't the worst in the world. It's not my personal favourite. Obviously, I would prefer the finesse, but again, beggars can't be choosers at this point, and I think when you do look at him, if you haven't got a Yamal already, it's not a bad value for the card itself. He's one of them cards that you throw into there. To be honest, he's still not necessarily as crazy as he should be, judging on real life basis. If we look at someone like Vinny, how good he got, like it took him a while, don't get me wrong, they didn't really just give Vinny a great card, they made him kind of solidify himself a little bit, but naturally he will be a crazy card in a few years once they give him his body type, they give him his own animations, and he just goes absolutely nuts with it. In terms of the SBC, 350, I'd say it's okay value. Like it's not crazy. It's decent enough. If you like the technical, it's worth it. Obviously, you've got the gold card coming in at 45. There isn't that great deal of a difference. Even if you got the 5-star, 4-star at the very minimum, it would have been slightly better. But he really just got a couple of extra roll pluses, and I'm like, I'm just not really feeling that, to be honest. So the fact that he didn't get the 5-4, I can't really say he's well equipped in this. I'd say he's okay value at an absolute minimum. So if you're looking for coins, head over to Eldorado.gg. There is huge amounts of verified sellers on Eldorado, and there is a money back guaranteed by Trade Shield. If that's not enough, there is 24/7 live support and also plenty of reviews across websites that will definitely put your mind at ease. And as always, before you check out, make sure that you are using the code JT11 for 5% off every single order. Back to the video. Now looking in at a few of the icons, we still have got the likes of Raul, Cannavaro and Drogba's matchday pick. Whether they're going to do any more ones of them, I don't see it for right now, but again, it's one of them that I think they just throw them on you just out of nowhere. So that one's going to be coming in at 390 still, which is still quite expensive. You've still got 6 days to grind it out as well. In personally, what we're looking at, 360 for Raul. You've got Drogba coming in at 345, and then I believe Cannavaro was the most expensive at 511. So value-wise, still very good for Cannavaro. I'm not going to lie to him. Now, when I do look at these, I do think it's solid value. It's not necessarily absolutely in the mud. Some of them have been way overboard. I'd say these are going to be more decent, if anything. I do think Cannavaro, value-wise, is going to be the pick for you. Obviously, the most expensive that you can obviously get. I do believe if I was looking at a player, I think Raul possibly would be my shout personally. I really like the finesse shot. I do think the build of him is going to be pretty good. Drogba would be purely based on like a past and present Chelsea, more so than anything. Which then leaves us still with the Hazard and Di Natale, which is another massive SBC that we've got that can still be complete for the next week, 7 days, give or take. 501 for these. Again, another very good value in terms of what we're getting back. Obviously, when we do look at Hazard specifically, we got 670 on him. And I believe Di Natale was an incredibly lower rated in terms of it. I really thought that card, personally, would have been a hell of a lot higher. But naturally, Hazard is just going to have that kind of case in the game. He's a very, very good winger. Prem tax is always going to be a thing. Again, whether I'd say they're really kind of worth it majorly, like I'd still say it's decent value at the absolute minimum. I don't think there's a kind of a almost not complete with this, because I do think all of them are very good players. They are going to be well worth completing if you're not necessarily got the God Squad, and if you're not doing countless amounts of gamble SBCs that potentially get you somebody. Likely chances you don't, but there is a chance that you could hit gold. Obviously with Jokeres, to be honest, way above the value in my opinion. Like, I know he got the Rapid Plus, which is fantastic. I really like the Enforcer. I don't think it's a bad playstyle plus, to say the least. But to get no overall upgrade, to get a weak foot upgrade, no skill upgrade, and really just one playstyle, and maybe a couple of these, but he already had the Advanced Forward Plus Plus. I just think you're just better off not bothering, to be honest. For the extra, what, 200, say 260,000 that you get him for, it's just not worth it, in my opinion. I do think that SBC, unfortunately, was a massive, massive miss. They really just hit the wrong chord with it. They needed at least an 88, maybe a little bit of a stats upgrade, and made him like 200k. Another one that I do think from the kind of new kind of promo that they've gone for is going to be Berbatov. Like, again, a great card, a solid card, low driven, broken as ever. He's not the only player there. He's got a solid pace upgrade for a Berbatov upgrade only, a fantastic upgrade. They've done absolutely everything they need, but at 240, it is a bit expensive. It's one of them that I'm like, for me personally, as a Man U past and present connoisseur, fantastic. Like, of course, I've done him. I've played with him. He's brilliant, but the fact that I can go get Pinner for, what, like 6k, I'll go and get her SBC with a low driven. It's just going to be peanuts in comparison. Like, you just look at Pinner as a striker, and I know the whole point of the game, it's hard to balance between having fun and doing the SBCs that you want. Hence why I've done him. If I wasn't really a Man U past and present player, I just wouldn't have bothered with him, to be honest. I think the price-wise of him is far too expensive for what he does cost. I'd, again, go with Yamal. Like, he's a great player, but I think the value could have been a lot cheaper. I think you really would have been, like, on the market, he's a 50, 60k player. Maybe you look at 100 because of the low driven. We know that's broken. The moment that gets patched, the card becomes very much on the shelf again, and you just go for the next best shiny thing. So it is a bit of a shame for him. And the same happened to Kayunde. No one was really arguing with the fact that he's an incredible player. His gold is fantastic, but you are looking at 480,000 coins more for the Jockey Plus, which he's already got. You look for 1s and 2s across the board, and you get an extra weak foot. It's just not enough. Like 480 is a hell of a jump up, and unfortunately for him, like Jokeres, he's way over the mark in my opinion. Like, there's being like maybe 50 to 100k a bit too expensive, and there's a difference between 250 and 450k expensive. So that for me is the easiest no in the absolute planet of no. Then obviously Carlos, Alberto, and Carfu. I will forever remember this, the one that I made the massive mistake on. Easy value, absolutely easy. 590 is what it's coming in at. Carfu's still coming in at 835, and Alberto's still coming in at 980. This is an SBC that you grind out. It's got how long left now? It's probably like a week and a bit, I'd say. I don't think it's got too long left. A week and a bit. When does it expire? We got just expire in a week. No actual date. No, it's not going to tell me the day, but regardless, it came out a little bit after the match day first one, so it's probably got like a week and a half, maybe just shy of 2 weeks, and it's the easiest yes to complete. If you are looking for a centre back or a right back, Carlos Alberto is the choice. As much as Carfu, if you've got Alberto, Carfu's still an amazing choice for value. You just got to go with it. Like, it is an absolute must in my opinion. I don't think there's really many others that I would say are an absolute top end yes, but this one for me is an easy one to go with. Now, if we do look at the brand new card that we got, again, not terrible. I think going from the 72 all the way up to an 86 is a great upgrade in itself. Lovely stats, 22 on the shooting, 21 on the passing. It's a very nice statted card, and it's coming in at 63. I don't think he's a bad one to go with to put into position. He's got right wing, he's got left mid, right mid, striker, so multiple rounds of positioning there. And to be honest, they did give him a very nice all-round vibe as well. When you do look at something like the finisher for him, we've got a 93.5 rated card. It's an easy one. 63,000, very, very cheap to complete. You've got an 86 rated team and an 85. Easy low cost, like under 100k, he goes into the low cost, and I do think he's well worth at least potentially going for an upgrade if you're looking for a gauntlet or something. It may not go in your absolute all-time 11, but at the very minimum, he throws himself into a good category. Same as Tavernier. It's a lovely upgrade. It's a shame that he didn't get a Playstyle Plus, but there is a chance if Bournemouth do manage to get the 10 goals, which if you go into the details of Footbin, you'll be able to see they're going to have to do a hell of a lot at this moment in time. Like, they need 8 more goals against United and Burnley. It's not looking likely, so unfortunately for him, in terms of his actual Playstyle Plus he might get, it's not going to happen. But there is a chance that they do manage to at least get a playstyle upgrade if they do manage to draw or win one of their games. Against United, there's a possibility. They would have to win or draw the next 2. There's no more losses that they can get. So that is going to be an interesting one. But he's cheap enough that if you don't get anything with him, at the very minimum, he'll go into an upgrade at some point very soon, a new evolution. Same with the likes of Nkunku. It is a shame that he got the technical. I think he would have been so much better with either a shooting or potentially like a passing play style at this point. I don't know if he's really had many of the upgrades yet. We've got 1 win. Is that all they've had? Wow, it seems to be that they're really behind. So he finishes his last one on the 2nd of January, which is crazy. But in the first match, they were 1-0, so they just need to win 1 more for a playstyle. Then obviously another win or draw against the next 2. Then he'll get all of the roll pluses, which I think he's got quite a few decent positions. So that could be where you could see a nice upgrade for him. He's 86 as well. So again, another evolution could be on the horizon. He would only get a playstyle or... But yeah, he'd only get a playstyle, in fact, because he's got a playstyle plus if he does max out the 10 goals, which there is a chance. So for the cheapness of him as well, like what we're looking at 83, he's probably just coming under the cusp of a low cost. Very easy to complete, but the rolls I do think could add a very nice card to him. Which then we do look at the likes of someone like Pacho to finish off these Thunderstrucks, the normal Thunderstrucks. We got 214. 87 rated, very good centre-back. He's obviously well-liked. I do think when we do look at him in general, obviously you've got the goals at the moment. We've got 5 after that 5-0 win. There is just 1 more win for obviously the playstyle, then obviously another win for the roll plus. With the fact that they've got that 5-0 slamming, there's a potential that they do continue to get this. They would need what? 2 goals in each match and then 1 in the final. So if they manage to get 3 goals at any point in these next 2, you're pretty much guaranteed that 10 to get an extra play style on top. Now, I don't think he's necessarily a must complete, but I would say he's definitely in that decent value in my opinion. Reeton, on the other hand, coming in for the flashbacks, or yeah, it is the flashbacks, 117. Decent value at least. You've got yourself the finesse shot plus, which is always great. I'd have took the rapid as well. We got the rolls. You've obviously got some nice play style. She's a 4-star now. At least you've got a solid value again. This is where the prices of Gyökeres should be. 150. When you know that the price is going to come down, you need to equate for that. Reeton may not be an absolute must in my opinion, but she's definitely up there with the better ones in general. Like the value of her is going to be solid. Coleman, on the other hand, coming in back for the Thunderstrucks, I'm not a big fan. Like, I don't think he's a bad card. I think he's very nice in what he kind of offers. But again, the price of him is just a bit expensive for what we can kind of go for. The fodder levels at the moment is being torn left, right, and centre with the Gamble SBCs, all of these big SBCs. It's just not necessarily worth it. So for me personally with Coleman, I've never been a crazy fan. I do like the intercept over the dead ball, but for me he is unfortunately a miss at this point. When we do look at Torres though, 88 rated, again very, very expensive. He's another fan favourite. He's got the low driven. I don't think he's necessarily crazy value. I do think he's a great card. Like, he's obviously had some solid upgrades, 3 on the physical, 3 on the passing, 1 on everything else. It's okay. I would have potentially liked a 5-star skill if they were going to go up with this, but the low driven is more than enough over the finesse. Again, the problem you've got, they take out the low driven, it kind of defeats the object of the card. So you've put 600,000 into him for the potential return of them breaking it on a patch. So for me, I don't know if I'd say a must complete. I would go decent value for what you get. Low Driven's broken. Torres is a great card, and he's got some nice roles and playstyles. But that patch can really take him from a 10 and drop him all the way down to an 8 or a 7 very easily. And 600,000 isn't a cheap card as such. And then finally, we have got Paqueta. 290 is very expensive for him. Personally, for me, I think that's far too expensive. When you do look at the difference between him and you compare him to like Acuna at this point at 61,000, I just think there's levels. Like pace-wise, there's one difference. Acuna's got better. Shooting, Acuna's got 88. Paqueta's got 85. Passing, Paqueta's got 2 better. He's got 4 better on the dribbling. And then physicality, 3 better on Paqueta. But you've got the 5-star, 4-star versus the 5-star, 4-star. Technical versus finesse. You've got Cam left wing and centre mid versus Cam left wing and striker. I just think in terms of this pricing of him, I don't see the value in him. I really don't. There's no upgrade for him. I personally wouldn't go with him. I think he's got a lot of prem tax in there. And unfortunately, he realistically is like 100 to 150k at most. I really wouldn't go any more than that. But let me know down below what you think about these. Are there any that you are completing that you are an absolute must? Leave it in the comment section below. And I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.